It's Marley from the Energy Boutique with your energy forecast for Monday, April 18th. So the moon is in Scorpio and will be there, let's say, for the majority of the day. The moon is going to go void, of course, around 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and lock into Sagittarian energy around 10:18 p.m. Again, Eastern Standard Time. So here's the thing. We've been sorting through a lot, processing a lot through our thoughts, through our emotions, going through a great big change and transformation in our inner realm to prepare us for the changes coming in our outer realm. It has been very deep, semi-dark, highly intense in this moon in Scorpio, still reeling off that full moon in Libra. And anytime we move from Scorpio energy to Sag energy, things get lighter. Things get brighter, we gain clarity, we gain perspective, we start really recognizing where it is that we have to be futuristically focused and inspired and renewed in our faith within ourselves, within the greater, grander plan, because this Sag energy likes to show us that there is a light at the end of the tunnel, especially when we come out of the darkness that Scorpio shadow work tends to put on us. So here's the thing that I really enjoy about this little shift. It is setting us up for the very first day of Taurus season that will begin tomorrow with the moon in Sag. Why is that important? Well, emotionally speaking, we are coming out of what has been a very pressurized, semi-dark time because we realize that our realities are changing at a very rapid rate. The Sag energy is making us hopeful and making us kind of positive about the opportunities that await us in a futuristic realm. Again, we're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. We're gaining a bigger, broader picture on the possibilities of the future. And then when we move into Taurus season being an earth sign is about creation. It's about giving birth to the new foundations in our realm that are going to help us build the dream in which we are looking to manifest. So to have the moon in Sag and the sun in this earth energy, which is built off of self-love, may I remind you, this is going to be a powerful start to Taurus season that will see many elements of our dreams and visions now manifest. Now, granted, Taurus season is our physical realms, our physical bodies, our physical circumstances. So we are going to be moving into a time where there is a lot of change and transformation that might not feel so good, but if you've been doing the work, you know that you're aligned with your higher self and that it's time for you to boss up and step into the new karmic roles and responsibilities that are being blessed upon you. I know that was a little bit of a rant, but I'm just trying to paint the picture for what it is that we're about to move into. What we have to remind ourselves of is that we got to get through the very last day of Aries season first. So here's the thing. We are at the critical ending degrees of Aries season. Anytime that we are preparing to leave one energy, move into another, there is a push, there is a squeeze. Aries season has been fire. Fired up in good ways, fired up in bad ways, doesn't really matter. We have a pressurized system where we've been constantly wanting to initiate, wanting to start something, wanting to begin something. Things aren't moving as fast as we would like. We are aggressively pushing forward. We do not want to look back. And this Aries energy has been absolutely exhausting. Again, one of the greatest lessons that comes with Aries energy is energy management. And this last day of Aries is going to be very pressurized, not even to mention the fact that this Aries energy is ruled over by Mars, and Mars co-rules over the moon in Scorpio. So we have Mars, the god of war, ruling over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, our desire, who, by the way, is in Piscean energy, trying to give us some psychic healing, some intuitive insights on what it is that we have to be passionate and go after. We have this overwhelming Mars energy really ruling over today, which is going to intensify our attitudes, our mood, our pressurized speech, our thoughts, our emotions. You can just bet on the fact that today is going to feel a little bit extra. Also, there are 13 different aspects taking place here today. 9 of them involve the moon. 13 is a very busy day in the cosmos. Monday ruled over by the moon, which means that we are going to be very fired up, very intense, very passionate about whatever it is that we're thinking and feeling about in our inner realms. The moon goes ahead and bumps into Pluto right out of the gate. Pluto rules over the moon in Scorpio. Pluto, the great transformer. The moon in Scorpio has been doing a deep dive in our psyche, in our heart space, asking ourselves the deep-seated questions of why it is we keep blocking our own blessings. This particular aspect does kind of suggest that we've had some revelations. We've had some aha moments. We've had a shift within ourselves, and now we are building ourselves up and preparing to make the changes in our outer realm in order to mirror the changes that we've made in our inner realm. Mercury and Uranus conjunct. They sit next to one another. They're both in Tauran energy. Here's the thing about that. Mercury rules over our lower level intellect, our egoic mind, if you will. It is where logic and practicality reign supreme. Uranian energy rules over the higher octave of our intellect, where it is that we communicate with our higher selves, where we get downloaded with visions, aha moments, moments of genius, ideas, inspirations, and where it is that in that higher octave of our intellect, we have to make efforts and energy to ground that information out, bring it down into the lower intellect that Mercury rules over, so that we can make sense of it. We can make a plan out of it. We can sort through those details and blend our higher self, our vision, our, aha moments with the logical, practical way that we can actually use this information and apply it to our daily lives. So the fact that they're both in Tauran energy, this is about earth energy, our physical realms, our physical body, our physical circumstances. B, the routines and habits that we have. Are we doing enough to support ourselves? Never mind everybody else right now. Are we showing ourselves self-love? Are we building up our self-confidence and self-esteem? C, it rules over our relationships, the way that we share ourselves with other people, our intimacy, our connection, the stable grounding point of encouragement that we need in all of our interactions to feel emotionally safe and secure. D, money matters. Value matters. Let me just throw this out. The way that you feel about yourself, the energy that you have about yourself attracts not only the people to you in your physical circumstances, in your physical realm, but it also attracts the monetary value in your life that you currently feel about yourself. We here on this physical plane, this physical earth plane, are ruled over by money. This is what the 3D whole dark force agenda is set up for us to worship. Money, that is our currency. Our higher selves, our spirit selves, our energetic selves run off of the currency of love, vibration and frequency of love. This is a time where Mercury and Uranus are coming together to show you a brand new path forward and what it's going to mean that you have to do in your physical realms in order to actually build the foundation necessary, the grounded, stable point necessary in order for you to do a little bit more work on yourself, get yourself in that vibration and frequency of love. B, to make the changes in your personal routines, in your habits, the way you speak to yourself, the way you take care of yourself to promote a happier, healthier lifestyle. See what you're going to have to do in order to really change those relationship dynamics. If you're in a situation that is not supporting you in loving yourself and doing what is right for you, then maybe those relationship dynamics have to change. And D, that money value system. There's a new sense of self-worth that is coming forth, and then you're going to see that abundance kind of flow over into your personal relationships and into your money matters. So Mercury and Uranus coming together is probably going to feel like your head is going to explode, Again, we're in a pressurized system here today. But at the same time, that element of pressure, that element of questioning and confusion is going to lead to the greater, grander picture, that aha moment, that huge, huge puzzle piece of clarity that we're going to need in order to figure out how it is that we're going to take the aha moments of genius, the ideas, the inspiration from our higher realms and actually ground it out, root it out, bring it in to the lower realm of our intellect in order to actually do something with it here in our physical realm. Venus sextiles Uranus. Oh Lord. Okay, so Venus, who, by the way, rules over Tauran energy. Venus is in Pisces, again, in love with love, romanticizing, fantasizing what it is that we want for ourselves and relationships and money matters. We want to be happy. We want to find peace. We want to find joy. We want to find balance. But Venus is in Pisces. And as beautiful as all of those things are, to lose yourself in the la la land and dream a great big dream on what it is that we want to manifest, Pisces energy is also very overwhelming because we're very sensitive. We're very, very connected to the higher realm. Our intuition is on point. And because of that, we might just want to run away from the endings and the closures that have to take place in our physical realms in order to actually create a space for the new beginnings to actually take form. That might be a problem. But this is a sextile, so it's a good energy, and bumping into the Great Awakener, this is going to just blow our minds wide open. This is where we gain clarity. This is where we get an aha moment. This is where we get downloaded with a vision that we can't unknow that will inspire us to do what is necessary to clean up our current circumstances, to clean the stage and clean the slate, to prepare for the new beginnings in soul contracts and timelines and storylines that are about to be initiated. The moon, still in Scorpio, bumps into Chiron in a very positive way. This suggests that we have just gone through a whole lot of inner realm healing. We just made sense of a lot. We gained some clarity. We feel good about the dream. We feel good about what it is that we're now being inspired to do. And the moon in Scorpio is very transformative. Bumping into Chiron, the wounded healer, means that we have been able to transform the primary root soul source in our heart space, in our head space, in our psyche that we just had this epiphany about. Why it is that we stay stuck in situations that we have no business being in. This is a beautiful thing because at this moment, the moon in Scorpio opposes the true node in Taurus, which essentially means that it's conjunct the south node in Scorpio. We've been talking about these true nodes, right? The north node is our destiny point, what it is that we're building towards. The south node is where it is that we've come from and what it is we got to let go of in order to actually go after what it is that we need to be going after, which is the north node. The north node is in Taurus. What are we going after? We're going after building a brand new physical reality for ourselves. Brand new routines, brand new structures and foundations to support those routines in self-love, mind, body, and soul. We're looking to go after new relationships that are of like-minded vibration and frequency. We're looking to go after new aspects where we can kind of unleash our talents, our skills in a different way to accumulate a different income. Because when we do the work on ourselves, when we level up our self-worth, our self-confidence, that energy exchange gives us abundance back in a monetarily form. This is the exchange between the 3D and the 5D realm. 3D is ruled over by money. 5D is ruled over by love, right? So the fact that the moon will be conjunct sitting next to the south node in Scorpio, you best believe we are about to let go of a lot of emotional baggage, a lot of psychological baggage, a lot of soul baggage because of the ups and downs, the epiphanies that we've just had. Now, at this particular point, here's where things get tricky. We have all this inner realm stuff bouncing around going on, right? We're ready to put the emotional baggage down, leave it in the past where it belongs. The sun in Aries, wrapping up its life lessons in Aries. We only have a couple of aspects left while the sun is still in Aries energy. Squares Pluto, the great transformer. So the sun in Aries rules over our ego identity, who it is that we now have to be in order to move forward. The square is a tension point. It's a conflict because, again, many of us would never change if we weren't pressurized to do so. Pluto, the great transformer, wants nothing more for us to step into our power, to boss up, to take authority over our lives and actually do something because of the pain and suffering instead of sitting in it. The sun and Pluto right now squaring in this way is going to be an inner conflict because we have to boss up. The sun is like trying to renew our spirit, renew our will, our determination to make something good out of the bad, to turn the dark into light, to turn the pain into power. This is what the whole goal is. But it is going to feel like a pressurized system, like we're in a boiling pot of water, so to speak, because our egoic selves that want to stick in this 3D realm of paralysis and complaints and fear and pain don't want us to move forward. Our higher selves kick in. We have a vision, we have a dream that is not our current reality. Therefore, that has to be the motivating factor that makes us detach from the old attachments of our ego identity to embody the new qualities and characteristics of the versions that we have to be in order to accept the rewards and blessings that are coming to us. Things are going to get even more sticky here because the moon in Scorpio goes ahead and squares, creates a tension and a conflict with Saturn, the Lord of Karma. Saturn is trying to get us to boss up. Yes, he throws tough love life lessons at us. We wouldn't have learned any other way than the hard way. Saturn is an Aquarian energy. He's very futuristically focused. He wants us to hold that vision of the future so freaking strong in our mind space, in our heart space, that we will not retreat backwards. We will not stick in this point in time in paralysis. We want to start building the systems, structures, and foundations that we have control over in the here and now within ourselves and in our physical realms in order to bridge the gap from where it is that we're at to where it is that we want to be. Here's the thing. The moon in Scorpio, fixed sign. Again, we're not really keen on change. Saturn likes to go low and slow, really hold us back, restrict us from moving too fast, too forward at one time. He's in Aquarian energy. Aquarian energy is a fixed energy. Right now, we have to fix our mental plane on the vision of the future in order to inspire our heart space, the moon in Scorpio, to make the transformation within ourselves that many of us are hesitant to make. The moon trines Neptune. This is where we get a little bit of a help from our higher self. The moon in Scorpio trining, blending its energies with Neptune. Neptune is about dreams. It's about soul contracts. It's about karma. It's about our imagination. Now, the downside of that is that it's also delusion and wanting to be a kind of escaping from our realm. But this is a trine, so it means that the positive aspects are coming out to play. Neptune in Pisces is all about leveling up our spiritual mission, our spiritual meaning, our spiritual purpose. Why? Because we've been downloaded with a dream and a vision that feels so freaking good in our heart space, so freaking good in our soul, that how can we ignore that? This is where we level up. This is where we talk our heart space into making the transformation, the mental plane, the psyche into making the transformation that many of us are hesitant to make, because guess what? Even though the fixed sign energy of Scorpio wants us to stick with the same old, we also don't want to stick with the same old if it is doing nothing but sucking the life out of us. So now our back is against a wall. We're given a choice point, and this particular indication is telling us that we got to dream big. We got to align with our higher selves, that we can't let our ego talk fear into our dreams, and that we have to hold the line, we have to hold the focus, we have to hold the vision. This is when Mercury goes ahead and bumps into Mars. This is a really interesting energy because Mercury rules over our mental plane. He's in Taurus energy, so we want to be grounded. We want to think logical. We want to think practical. Mars, the god of war, ruling over our physical energy, our drive, our passion, even our anger if necessary, is in Pisces, which means that, you know what? We're not pushing aggressively forward anymore. We're kind of passive aggressive. We're trying to go with the flow, but we're having such amazing psychic insights, such amazing intuitive gut feelings about the dreams and the visions that our higher self wants us to pursue, that Mercury and Mars coming together in this way is blending its energies with one another, harmonizing the energies with one another, and saying, okay, good. Logically and practically, I know we got a lot of work to do. Logically and practically, I know we got to stay grounded. We can't float off into la la land if we actually want to see the change happen. But I feel divinely inspired to go after said dream, said vision. That is when Mars is comfortable enough in Pisces energy to make a move. That is when Mercury in the mental plane is ready to grasp the plan, the strategy, moving forward on what it is that we have to do to gain a little bit more perspective on what it is that we're moving away from and what it is that we're moving closer to. The moon is going to go ahead and trine Jupiter. This is when we grow. This is when things become a little bit overwhelming, but in all the right ways, when we become a little bit extra in our intuition, in our emotions, because we're riding high. We're floating at this point. We're so in alignment with our higher selves, with our dream space, if you will, that this is going to push us to do what is necessary in our physical realms to move away from the 3D construct that is no longer in alignment with our heart and soul, and to make the changes that are needed to be made to actually build a strong enough foundation in our physical realms to house the dream that we are looking to manifest. Now, the moon is going to go ahead and bump into Chiron. So at this moment, again, let me just remind you, anytime we take a great leap forward, that we raise our vibration, we raise our frequency, that we build confidence in ourselves, the dark force agenda is going to come into our mental planes, into our heart space, into our physical realms, and try to bring us down a couple of pegs. They don't like when we up our vibration and frequency. They sure as hell don't like when we let our intuition lead. So Chiron is now going to start speaking all of the kinds of fears into our plans. Why? Because we don't know who it is that we're going to be in this new version of ourselves, in our new reality. We don't know whether we are, we have to look at what we're attached to. We have to look at our fears. We have to look at our doubts. We have to look at the fact that what if we try and we're disappointed? What if we put all this time and energy into changing our lives and we don't get what we want? The what ifs, the shoulda, coulda, wouldas will absolutely paralyze you. Do not set up camp there. Recognize that it's the dark force agenda's way of trying to pull you back into the lower vibrations and frequencies in order to keep you in a fear-based narrative stuck in the 3D realm. The moon is going to sextile Pluto and then bump into the sun. And let me just summarize for you, this sextile, especially come from Pluto, the great transformer, is a reminder, hey, you're letting the dark force agenda win. You're letting them speak fears and doubts into your plans. Remember that I showed you your pain, your suffering, your trauma in order to inspire you and motivate you to boss up, to transform, to step into your power, to take control and authority over your life. What about that? And that is when we step out of the dark force agenda's vibration and frequency of fear, doubts, and insecurities and disappointments. And we remind ourselves who the F we are, who it is we need to be. And that is the version of ourselves that we have not been yet. And yes, that can sound very scary, but we know who it is that we are, who it is that we've been, and what it is that has been blessed upon us due to our vibration, frequency, and circumstance. We know what it is that we've always got. It's time to make a change and open up to the possibilities that if you were to change your mindset, your heart space, your understanding, the inner narrative that you have and the way that you treat yourself, that reverberates out into the physical realm and will change your physical circumstances. The moon bumping into the sun is just a battle between the ego self and your intuition, your, let's say, attachment to the past and your excitement for the future. The moon is very much your emotions and your unconscious self, and the sun is your ego, your will, your determination. And right now, there's a fight for who's going to lead. And here's the thing, we, both old version of ourselves, present version of ourselves, and future version of ourselves, we always win. We are exactly where it is that we need to be at all times. If you are going through hell, don't stop there. Don't set up camp there. Why the hell? If you'd be going through hell, would you just decide to stop? You got to push through. There's a light at the end of the tunnel. This is about growth and the evolution of our soul selves. Can we reach our fullest potential here in this physical avatar? That is what the moon and the sun are currently arguing out at this particular aspect. And again, the sun is at its most critical degree. Our egos are going to be loud. But if our egos can be that loud and we can stay focused on the changes, the transformations that we want in ourselves and in our physical realms, then we have the ability to override the egoic programming to push ourselves into a brand new direction, a brand new will, a brand new determination to stop at nothing until we get what we want.